Cool. So I think you people are all installed NetBeans, right? So please open it and try what I'm saying in your free time, or else parallelly just work on it. What I'm doing inside the NetBeans and all. So how to create the packages, and inside the package, how to create the classes, and what are all the import statements. So in the C language itself, we are having include, right? So in similarly in the Java itself, we are having import statement. So what is the difference in between the include and import? The main difference is while we are includes the header file in a C language, we'll call everything. What are all the packages available in the header file? We'll call each and everything. And over here in the in the C program itself, it will work over there and give the result to us. But in the sense of an import, it goes there and it works over there and will get only the result. So the performance compared with the C language, Java is more compatible. I mean, it is a very good performing. The performance of this C language compared with Java is a very low, and the time taking of a C program itself is a more. So this is the main difference. This is one of the interview question. So many times asked I mean the section 2 people they don't no I mean they don't have any familiar with the interview questions and all. So I will continue till the unit 2. So in this unit 2, I'm going to cover the interview questions also. Make sure that just remember each and everything in the class itself. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. I need a supercomputer, or else these it is taking so much of time to load. Yeah. Okay, I think it is visible for you. So here, this is the start page. So again, I'm going to recall how to create a package. So inside a file, there is a new project. So inside a new project, there is a folder called Java. Inside that, we are having these projects. These are the 4 projects available. So if it is like JEE, how many editions are there in our Java? There are 3. One is a standard edition, another one is enterprise edition, and another one is a mobile edition. So what is the standard edition? The basic applications will work on a standard edition. So in the enterprise edition, we are working on the web applications like servlets, JSPs, all these are. So each and every web page consisting inside this project, these are the enterprise application projects like EJB, enterprise Java Beans. These are all very important. We will discuss it later. So now we are working on only the basic standard edition, Java SE. We'll call it as a Java SE. Inside that, we are going to choose a Java application. Okay, let me minimize this. Okay, yesterday we are having a class inside within the same program. In the persons program, we are having a class over here like a test class. So inside the test class, we just access the variables and the methods from here to here. Inside the main method, we just created an object, and by this an object, we just accessed the instance variables as well as the method inside the test class. So at the end of that session, I just created this test.java outside this Java class. So here I'm created this one. So I mentioned here, we'll call it as a access modifiers or specifiers. So how many are there? How many access modifiers or specifiers are there? There are 4. Mainly they are private, public, protected, and a default. So every time why I'm mentioning all these are very important to access each and every variable, method, constants, each and everything we need to access from outside of the class or outside of the package, outside of the project also, if possible, necessary. if we create any module and if we stored, so we consider, I mean, let me take an example of okay, Python. So in the Python, we will create a module and we'll import that module over here. And after that, we are going to use that one. Similarly, all these import statements, all these jars available outside, we will import necessary packages inside our application. Got my point? So each and every time we have to know about the access modifiers. If it is like private, we can't access it. See this inside a person.java, I'm going to access. See, this is the error occurred. Age has private access in test. What is the test? The test class over here. I created a test object over here where it will be inside a heap area in JVM. I think you just remember the yesterday's class, right? So in the heap area, the object will be created by JVM when the program has been compiled outside and the Java bytes codes towards a JVM. So JVM, what it will do, it will get the byte codes compiled by the Java compiler and it will pass to the method area. Inside a method area, we are having classes, methods, and variables. What are all the things available in the Java program by the Java bytecodes, which is came from the compiler. So this object, when I created the object over here by using a keyword new, it will be, I mean, it will create inside a heap area with a reference number. Yesterday, we just created a method hash code, which is used to retrieve the unique number of a particular program. If there are 100 programs available, each and every program having unique identification number. So based on this identification number, we are going to access a particular object. If there are 100 classes over there, we are going to access that. We need an unique identification number, which will be created by the JVM at the time of a memory allocation. So at the time of memory allocation, there are 5 modules are there inside the memory organization. Yesterday's class, we just discussed method area and a heap area. And after that, the stack, what the stack consisting of, consisting of what is the initial method. This is the, okay, let me show you one thing. So this is the initial object being created. So inside this, if I'm going to create another class object in the stack, what is the use of a stack? What is a queue? So it's a queue, first in, first out. What is a stack? First in, last out. So who enters last will comes first. So if I'm going to create an object over here, it will be the last one. If I'm going to create another, I mean, 2 more objects over here, what is the final object will comes first. So, but initially the unique identification number will be created to this object only. Got my point? Okay, now okay, let me show you clear. Right. Okay, now I'm going to work on this. How to remove these errors. It is the main task we are going to work on. So now I'm going to this method. See, to access all this, we need to create a setter and a getter methods. Wait a second, I will show you how to create a setter getter methods. Okay, so public. So this method should be in a public access specifier. If you want to access these variables from outside the class, you need to create a setter, a getter methods. Let me type this is a single line command. Setter, getter methods to access private variables. Okay. Let me check my charging. Okay. Public void. For we are going to access a name. Set name. That is the program. Wait a second. Let me check this one once so that. I'm going to copy this one. Get set age. So these are the two methods for setting values to these private variables. If I want to access that one, and I'm going to put paste, it should be name, right? So it should be like data type should be a string. So why it is showing error? You should return type. It should. Okay, I'm going to add a return type over here, null. Let me take. Already defined in the class set name. Okay, sorry, it's a get name. Okay. No error has been removed. We'll call it as a POJO classes. POJO. Let me type over here. If any Java class consisting of a setter and a getter methods, we'll call it as POJO. So what is this? Plain, PLAIN, plain old Java objects. We'll call it as a POJO classes. What is the use of this? It consisting of a setter and getter methods. So which gives a, at the time of a confidential, if you are going to give a confidential information inside your program, if you want to access those variables, so it is essential to mention a setter and getter methods. Okay. So at the time of encapsulation, we are going to use the setter and getter methods. What is the encapsulation? So if the data is a sensitive information, if you want to hide the information, it is essential to mention it in a setter and getter methods, and the variables inside a setter getter method should be a private access modifiers. It should be private access modifiers. So to hide some information, if the sensitive data is available, it is essential to mention inside a setter getter methods called as a POJO classes. They are called as plain old Java objects. Inside that, we are having a variables which are having access modifier private. So, and the methods which are called as a setter and a getter methods should be a public access modifier, or else we can't access it from the other class. So it is essential to mention the set and get method should be inside a public access modifier. Okay. Okay, I need to write a name over here because the variable name is a name. Okay. Let me take this one. So how I'm writing the structures, see this, don't forget to mention in this way. The braces starts from here and ends over here. It should not from here. Don't mention the brace over here, like a C language and all. Okay. Okay. Okay, return name, because the return type is a string, the name is a string. Okay, now I'm going to access this one. So that's why I mentioned a name over here. Now I'm going to set the name. Okay. String new name, sorry. NEW name. Okay. So I'm considering this value. So at that time, somebody asked me about the similar thing about the data type. Can we write again? So inside this, if I'm going to mention like a name and a name, there won't be any error because the scope of this variable inside this package only, I mean inside this method only, it should not be outside. So if I mention the same name over here, it won't give any error. What I'm doing, what is the use of this keyword? Okay, some other guy is supposed to use a pen, the same pen is over there. So he is asking, the manager is asking like, please don't use this pen, use that pen. So instead of this name, use the name what I mentioned, use the name what I passed to the method as an argument. I think you got my point, right? So don't use this. What the value I mentioned over here, use this one. The use of this keyword is to assign a variable with a new name. What we are going to pass the arguments when we are working on dynamically. So it is essential to mention this keyword, or else it throws an error. You should not make like this. Without this, you can't do this. This is not the right manner. What it will do, it will assign directly the value what we passed over here. I mean, the constant value what we took over here. We should not mention like this. So now I'm going to remove this one, and I'm taking a semicolon over here, and I'm also taking this one. I mean, I'm going to pass the values dynamically. So now I need this keyword to access the name what I mentioned inside a private access modifier. So this is the class is created inside this like an object. So this object has been created and each and everything will be accessed like this. Now I'm going to access the name also. Wait a second. Let me write DHIS this dot age is equals to age. Let me take a semicolon. Int age. See, the warning has been gone. If I didn't mention this, the warning, see this, assignment to itself already available, then why you are going to mention? It will ask like that. So I'm going to create a new variable. So int age, the warning has been gone. So we got a set name, get name. So what is the get name? To access this variable from outside the class. Now I'm going to write get get age also. Let me write paste. Okay. Age. Okay. Now, sorry, it should be an integer. That's why it is showing an error. Okay. So now I completed my setter and getter methods, which are used to access the private access variables from outside the class. Now I'm going to access this one. Wait a second, I will show you. Okay, where is a person? Let me remove this. I think you just noted this one. Age has a private access in test, so we can't access that one. That's why we created a setter getter methods. Just remove this one. And I'm going to put a comment over here. I don't want to print this one and this one also. Now I'm going to set sun dot c will get set name. Sorry, we'll set age first. So now I'm going to send age like 45. Now sun dot set name moon. Okay, the name of the guy is a moon. See this. Now I directly access these variables which are available in this class whose access modifier is private. And now I'm going to call a talk method, which is an action of the particular person. Sun dot talk. Okay, now I'm going to run this program because it is having a main method. We can't run this. See what will happen if I run this one. Class demo2.test does not have a main method. As we mentioned, each and every program starts with a main method. Because this class does not have a main method, we can't run this. That's why it is showing this error. This is the information provided by the NetBeans. Not even this, each and every tool will provide the same information to us. Man, you have to mention a main method over there, or else I can't run the program. Got my point? Now I'm going to run the program. It's been too much time. See this, what I mentioned. So now the variables inside a private access has been called over here. I just accessed from outside the class. In the way I just created a setter and getter methods having a public access modifier. Here you need to know this should be in a public manner, or else it throws an error, because it should be inside a public access modifier. If I mention like a private, you can't access this from outside the class. So each thing should mention inside a public only. And these variables, so at the time of encapsulation, there are so many concepts are there. In the previous chapters we are going to discuss about that. And moreover, these encapsulation, at the time of encapsulation, what is encapsulation? If you people are having a sensitive information, if you want to mention all those variables inside another class and no one want to access that one, and no one want to modify that one, if someone try to mention a number from here, so it is not allowed. So the sensitive information should be inside a private access model. This is the main thing. Inside our syllabus we are having how to access a private variables from outside a class, inside a class, whatever it is. So the thing they mentioned inside that, we just completed the task. And now I'm going to discuss about, wait a second. I will show you. I mean, let me check the syllabus so that we'll go for another topic. Okay, introduction, class declaration and modifiers has been completed, and the class members, yeah, all these are our class members as we discussed. Declaration of a class objects. These are the objects has been created. And next one is assigning one object to another. Yeah, we are going to assigning one object to another. How to assign a particular object to another object? We need to discuss that one. Access control for class members. Yeah, access control for class members. We just discussed that one. Accessing private members of a class. That's completed. Yeah, the very important topic, the constructors. I just stopped the topic assigning one object to another. In constructors itself, we are going to discuss both, because assigning one object to another is a small topic. Like if I'm going to access the test itself, I'm going to access another class object by using this class. This is a simple task. That's why now we'll discuss a constructor. Inside a constructor, I will show you how to do how to assign the same object to another class object. Okay. Okay, what is a constructor? Let me show you one thing. Uh, okay. So what are constructors? The constructor in Java is a special method that is used to initialize an objects. So, sir, already we are having an objects. Then what is the use of a constructor itself? The main use of a constructor is after creating an object in another class. Let me show you. Minimize this. So this object has been created for test.java. So when I created this, there is no need to call a constructor. What is a constructor? The constructor is mentioned with the same name of the class. Let me declare a constructor inside a test class so that you will understand. Public test. Oh. It is showing an error. Okay. So I just created a constructor inside the same class. So inside the same, inside this class, I created a constructor. I will remove the errors. Wait, after that, I will, after the explanation, I will remove that one. So the constructor should be the same name as a class name. So when I created a test object inside another class, automatically all these constructors, this constructor will be accessed without calling anything. We don't need to call this constructor. After the creation of an object, we can directly access what are all the things available inside the constructor. The main use of a constructor is if you want to access each and every value inside this constructor, there is no need to create separately. We can directly call all the values inside this constructor by creating an object over here. So here I need to call each and every method, but there is no need to call each and everything. We can directly create an object so that we can directly access all the values inside the constructor. Let me explain. What is the use of that? So inside this method, inside this method, we are assigning a values. Let age is equal to age, get name is equal to a return name, and here I assign this dot name is equal to name. So all these things will be managed inside this constructor. There is no need to create a setter and getter methods. So if you want to write everything inside this, let me show you an example so that it is very easy for you. Okay, the constructor has been completed. So now I'm going to write system dot out dot println hello constructor. So there is no need to call this one from this method. Now I'm going to compile the, run the program. See this, what will happen? I just commented everything. All these are not going to execute. Only this one will execute. See this, hello constructor. So there is no need to call this constructor. It will automatically accessed when we created an object inside another class. There is no need to call like test off. So what is the use of this? The main use of a constructor is we can directly access after the creation of an objects inside the another class. There is no need to call separately. Okay. At the time of a small project, I will explain it to you inside a different manner. We are planning to do a small project. That's why I will explain it each and everything over there. What is the use of all these constructors and the setter getter methods? How to access all those values from different classes by creating an object inside the particular classes if essential. I mean, at the time of a need, we have to call each and every variable methods as well as the constructors. There is no need to call the constructor. It will be accessed after the creation of an object of the particular class. Got my point? Okay. Okay, I will explain in detail about the constructors and all. Okay, now inside a constructor, I'm going to take a value int x is equals to 5. So let me declare this one over outside it so that there is no need to mention inside. Okay, now I'm going to access this particular variable. Now I'm going to print this particular variable outside the class. Okay, here I'm going to paste this one. What is error? Semicolon expected. Okay, semicolon should be mentioned. So now I'm going to print the value from that particular file. See, hello constructor and a file. What are all the things I mentioned over here? There is no need to access, just we need to call a test object itself. Okay, now you got the information. What are all the constructors and all? Again, I will discuss about this in the later chapters. So mainly at the time of setter and a getter methods, it is essential to use a constructor. Every time there is no need to mention each and everything. The programming length will be increased. So this is the manner the programmer will think like, it is taking too many lines. Why can't we go for a constructor directly? Why can't we create a constructor over there? By writing all these things, it is not essential to mention each and everything like this. Just it is enough to create a constructor so that all these particular 10 lines will be avoided and the performance of the particular program will be increased and the performance of the application will be increased. All these scenarios you should keep in your mind while doing your projects and all. Okay, this is essential part of programming languages. So if required, just use that one. If there is another chance of avoiding all this particular information, it is essential to go in that way, not this way. Okay, I think you are getting my point clearly. So what are all the things which gives a better performance? We should go in that way only. We should not take all these things and all. If required, use this thing. While you are working on a databases or from cloud itself, if you are going to access data, what is the cloud? It's an online storage information. So inside our laptops or PC, we are having our own databases. If it is available in the outside itself, we'll call it as a cloud. Like AWS, Amazon Web Services, like Firebase, like MongoDB. All these are cloud services available outside. So while if you want to access those databases, it is essential. So if you want to make a bridge in between DBMS and the database and to the Java itself, it is essential to mention these POJO classes. So all these POJO classes are essential. So how we will access that? This is the name of a table. So table inside the table, we are having an attributes, right? So if it is like a student table, he is having student number. So the student number should be over here. And if it is like a student name, it should be over here. The name of the attribute we mentioned in the columns at the time of a creation of a tables in a database. So to access each and everything inside the database, it is essential to mention these getter and setter methods. Please remember this one. So at the time of a database connectivity, I will show you how to create it and I will show you how to make a bridge in between these two things. There is a bridge called JDBC and ODBC bridge to connect Java with the database. So there are so many databases out there. I think you people are familiar with the Oracle right now. I think you don't have a MySQL. There is another database also, database also available. But we are work on Oracle itself because you people are familiar with that. We'll work on that one only because we are having in syllabus, we are having the database connectivity. I will show you how to do that, and how to access all those values inside the attributes inside your database. Okay. So I think I have provided a lot of information. Please note it down. What is the use of all this one? Or it's your wish. If you want to do the projects and all, just remember all these things. How to access the values. This is the main task each and every programmer will do. Okay, now the constructor has been completed. Let me check the syllabus. I think we are going too fast, right? Okay, I think it is enough for the today's session. Tomorrow we'll discuss about assigning one object to another object and overloading constructor methods, which are also very important topics. Final keywords, passing arguments by value. Yeah, passing by reference, passing by value is also very important. Overriding and overloading concepts are there. So many times in the exams itself, these questions will come. I mean, you need to check it, all these things also. Tomorrow we'll complete 3 topics: overriding, overloading. One is nested classes. We already discussed the nested classes in the yesterday's class. Inside a class, we are having 2 more classes, or inside that class, we can create another class. Okay, we'll take an example so that we'll discuss. Yeah, end of the session. Thank you. You may leave now. If any doubts, just ask me. Okay, if required, you may leave.